Hello YouTube, welcome to my totally clean Dwarf Fortress stream. We totally haven't been talking about German toilet shelves and people holding in poop for months. It's not a thing we do here, we're not that kind of place. We're a clean stream. Clean, clean, clean. Clean as a whistle. That's a lie. It's a dirty stream. Horrible little stream. We're constantly going to the triangle of trouble. Honestly, it's a surprise we haven't been banned yet. But there you go. It's the way things are. Shall we take a tour of the fortress, or are we all au fait with what's going on here? Are there any new faces in chat? Well, I say faces. Any new names in chat? Anyone need a tour, or should we just dive straight into the madness? Should we just go straight for it? There was a guy in London recently who was held for 30 days and didn't poop. The courts ordered him released in the end. Holy shit. What a legend. That seems like a long time as well, yeah. Holding someone for a month is crazy. True, stopping eating. That's good. Dave would like a tour. Dave, you obviously know what's going on, but fine. Sure. Oh, hello. Who shits in an unflushable toilet? Maniacs. Maniacs and madmen. Anyway, here we go. On the surface. Oh, apparently we're under siege. Question mark. Why is the gate open if we're under siege? Excuse me. This doesn't seem right. Should we take a look and see who's sieging us? I mean, obviously it's going to be undead bastards. I'm not seeing any undead here though. Oh yeah, we've got a human caravan in as well, haven't we? I'm not seeing any of these animals. That's very strange. Let's unpause for a second. Give the game a moment. Oh no, the siege is gone. Look at that. They just must have popped onto the page and come straight off again. Well, that's lovely, isn't it? Have I got a military alert on? I do. Let's turn it off. No need to worry about alerts right now. That's not a thing we need to panic about. Anyway, sorry. Back on the surface. Here we are. This is the entryway into the fortress as far as the outsiders are concerned. But our dwarves don't consider this the entryway. It's far too high up and near the surface. It's very vomity as well. Smells of vomit. Ugh, disgusting. Oh, we've closed the gate. That's nice. We've got the trade depot up here as well, in case people try and come to trade. We've got a little sand collection zone, which is also our grazing area. Take me to the grazing zone. This is the entry to the fortress proper, down deep underground. It's lovely. I like it. And what we've got here is the stairs from the surface leading across a couple of trap arrays. Now, I feel like what I've done is made a mistake of making a lovely twisty-turny trap corridor that uses cage traps, and then putting a substantial cage trap array immediately after the bridge into the fortress anyway, making this kind of fucking redundant. But hey, we'll see. Maybe I'll do a count of the traps that are available. At least they have to go over every trap in line in this corridor, whereas this one, if they all bunch up on one wall, then they get into places pretty easy. Here is our barracks for training the military. Here we have a room that I'm going to make into an armour stockpile storage room for the military people. This is a corpse/refuse storage area. This is the long-term corpse storage, of course. Many of you will know it as a graveyard. Onto the next floor up, we have bedrooms and offices for the nobles, with bedrooms as adjunct to that. Up onto the third floor, we have our industrial zone, currently churning out glass goblets, among other things, and also duping steel. Although I think that may have ground to a halt, owing to the fact that the stuff we're making, the leggings we're making, may be getting to too high a quality for the dwarves to automatically melt down. This over here is sweet blue candy. Oh, adamantine from the depths of the fortress, which we intend to expand our supply of, but more of that later. This here is all magma forges, a couple of magma glass furnaces. Is that what they're called? Glass furnaces? Yep. And some magma smelteries, and then this little room here has a magma smelter and a magma forge in. I don't remember what this was supposed to be a storage room for. Probably some kind of metal bars? If anyone remembers, let me know. This is a metal bar storage room over here. These are our ores. The only available ores naturally in the fortress are Oh, the only available ore, sorry, is cassiterite, which makes tin, which is pretty much useless. So let's not bother mining. Here we've got our carpenter, got some tree bits, otherwise known as wood, mechanics workshop, couple of craftsdwarf workshops, couple of masons workshops, and a big old stone stockpile. Does this thing use wheelbarrows? No. Ugh. Ugh. It can now use 10. I'm pretty sure we don't have 10, but let's think to the future. Onto the 4th floor, we have our food zone. Ooh, delightful. These rooms here are the butcher's, the fishery, and the tanner's shop, all the miasma producing industries. This little design here is what I like to call a miasma baffle. It's a special room that stops the stinky purple clouds from spilling out into other corridors. It's nice. It means only the people who work in these industries suffer the mental side effects that they incur. Over here we've got an animal stockpile, which is basically lots of cages full of wild boars and zombie animals. And a possum. Okay. Maybe we should slay some of these boars, or just put them in some kind of pasture so we don't have to worry about them too much, because I get the feeling that breeding them might be a good source of food. The dwarves are going to get pretty sick of dog meat pretty quickly, I think. We've had a pretty Cruella de Villian diet at the moment, and, you know, variety, as they say, is the spice of life. Over here we've got some farmers' workshops. We've got a couple of stills with goblets in, which is not a good sign. Suggests that the booze is not being made fast enough. And there's a kitchen, currently not doing anything. Oh no, preparing fine meals. Interesting. We do not have an enormous array of ingredients, so I'm not sure how that's working, but fine. Food stockpile here, lever room here, goblet storage, an egg-laying room containing nothing but male birds. Very, very clever. And down here we have an extravagantly appointed dining hall, which is technically a series of separate dining halls because, owing to my noble booths here, it's quite difficult to flood fill the room sensibly, so we had to do it sillily. This is going to end up being some kind of enormous Hall of the Mountain King style throne room. We'll see. Level 5, we have a segregated stockpile room and... Oh, why are there animals in this cage stockpile? A bug bat and a grown alder cage containing what now? What? Huh? A stray giant squirrel corpse. Okay. And then this room up here is also for storage, but for what, I don't know. Floor 6, we have... Oh, sorry for banging the table there. Floor 6 has a couple of... guild halls and, well, I say couple, 3 guild halls and 1 hospital. Has this one actually been designated yet? Have they done all the smoothing? They've done all the smoothing, haven't they? Let's get them engraving it as well. Designate, not S, E. That's how you engrave. And get every single one of these wall and floor tiles engraved to a high standard, making it a very valuable room. F7 takes us to the farming zone, which is currently being used to pump out plump helmets and pigtails. Say that 10 times fast. Pump out plump helmets and pigtails. Actually, it's not that hard. And then if we go to the 8th floor, we're back at the surface again. Hooray! Is this the whole fortress, scoundrel, I hear you ask? I'm glad you asked, because it's not. If we hold Shift and go to Shift F1 as a hotkey, this is the beginning of our underground area. We're getting close to the 3rd layer of caverns here. In this little room, we've got a well leading to the 3rd cavern layer's water source, which, in the last episode, we tapped using this corridor and the floodgate system to take magma all the way down these stairs. You see the ones covered in mud there? I say magma, water. Into this room where we solidified some of the magma / lava around this adamantine deposit and turned it into obsidian, which we have attempted to reclaim. However, it's a little bit deep at the moment for collection, so we're going to have to work on fixing that. But that's fine. That's not a serious issue. It's not a terrible problem. Although doing the layer below, I feel, is going to be a bit of a difficulty. Let's try... Question mark? I'm on the surface. Oh, a caravan from a Kimbom wreck has arrived. Their wagons have bypassed your inaccessible sight. Well, in that case, let's get into the switch room and throw a lever. Let's open up the fortress to trade. Add Paul now. There we go. Lovely. And I tell you what, let's knock up an order for some tin spiked balls. How about that? Actually, probably starting that with spiked won't make sense. Tin, space, spiked. Spiked? Spiked adamantine ball? Excuse me? Let's try again. Spiked. Ah, you can't make tin balls. What are we going to use all this fucking tin for then? It's sodding useless. Maybe we can decorate stuff with it. I don't know. Let's have a little look. Dave pointing out that I literally shat in an unflushable toilet today. True, but at the point of pooping, I did not know it was unflushable. I should have known, but I didn't. Okay, an unflushable toilet is called a bucket. That's very, very good point. Hello, Ralph. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Apologies if you have a delicate composition regarding poop, because this stream appears to have gone in a very different direction from last time, which in my mind is actually pretty good, right? Let's keep catching up with chat quickly. I watched a 50-minute speed run of My Summer Car, the game where you build an entire fucking car. I've seen it. It looks like an interesting game. I've been tempted to pick it up myself. I watched Sips play it some time ago, and it looks like it could be fun, but it's still in early access. So maybe I'll wait till it's been finished. Krabukas has said, "Name me," and wants a dwarf named after them. No problem. We'll get the queue up later on, and we'll sort that out. Not a problem. Sealing in workers reminds me of the building of Japanese ships in World War II. They had the Thunderdome rings around each shipyard, and each builder swore secrecy, and yet they left the top off the dome, so recon aircraft made the whole thing fucking useless. Foolish. Hello, Druids Mead. Your lava water Addy Chaos room is great. Nice work. Thank you very much, Druids Mead. I try my best. And hello, MO999. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. What a coincidence. What a synchronistic moment. Anyway, where were we? Let's stop looking at chat. Let you guys talk to yourself for a minute. I don't want to get too distracted. We're actually getting things done for once. There's actual Dwarf Fortress unfolding, as opposed to just me staring at the game paused, or just staring at chat going blah, 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 as I have been known to do. Right, the lever's being pulled. Let's go up to the surface and watch the bridge open. I'm running out of beer. This isn't a good sign. I could open the other one, but it's like a really strong export Guinness. I'm not sure I want to drink that. Maybe I'll go for a can of cider instead. We'll see. Whatever mood takes me. Okay, that's not opening yet. Come on, before the traders take off. We want them to come in and get some stuff done. Do some trading. Come on, they could have beautiful musical instruments. They may even have tomes of great importance. Something worth reading, perhaps. Come on, allow the traders in. Should we make some spiked balls out of something else, or should we not bother? I feel like we've probably got a shitload of goblets. Maybe we can kill the goblet order. We've still got 130 to make. I mean, we could sell a few green glass goblets, right? They're probably worth a bit by now. If he's made like 100 odd or 200 odd of them, I mean, they're going to be fairly high quality, right? Ursula, I don't know why, but I feel like you've told that anecdote before. Have we had this whole poo-based conversation previously? I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if that was the case, but I feel like it happened when I was playing Dark Souls. So maybe not. Were you watching back in the Dark Souls era? Oh, they're making a remaster of Demon Souls, so it looks like everyone's, well, maybe not any of you lot, but it looks like all the dreams of the people who watched me play Dark Souls have come true. I may end up playing Demon Souls. I used to sell kitchens, and the display toilets frequently got used. It's not uncommon. Heavens above. Oh my goodness. Well, Ocelot, you see, the thing is, if you haven't told anyone that before, then Dave's assertion, that's a relatively common thing, means that somebody else has told exactly the same anecdote in my chat at some point. So that is a pretty impressive little statistical illustration of Dave's point, isn't it? Like a channel I've had that at the point where I first got the anecdote was only getting like 10 viewers watching Dark Souls. Now, when it gets 20 viewers for Dwarf Fortress, has its second occurrence of the same anecdote from different people. Amazing. Amazing. Dave. Oh, Dave, deja vu. Well done. Well done. I had VIP you if you weren't already VIP'd. Is that a VIP symbol? I don't know. Do I have VIP? Have I got any VIPs left? / VIP space DAVE. Oh, it's not going to autofill the... Hang on. DAVE. Is that not how it works? Oh. Yeah, here we go. If I type in DAVE underscore Velociraptor. Did that work? I think you might be a VIP now, Dave. Well done, well done. Your shit-based pun amused me greatly. Oh, and look, the traders are coming in. Isn't that nice? Hello, Nitro Pingo. Oh, intriguing name. Thank you for the follow, and sorry for calling you out there. You haven't said anything in chat yet, so that was actually, according to Twitch etiquette, quite rude of me. But hey, hey-ho, hey-ho, sometimes... I mean, I've been sitting here talking about shit for the best part of an hour, so, I mean... I don't know what people were expecting from me. Some kind of etiquette master. Have I arrived right in the brown place? Fuzzy logic. I mean, this has been a pretty brown stream. I mean, seriously. I told one anecdote at the beginning and just opened the floodgates. It really has. Absolute madness. I'm not projecting. There's no chance. There's no chance. I've never shat in a public unflushable toilet, although, as a child, I did once take a dump in a swimming pool, and my dad had to carry me in one arm and the turd in the other hand out of the swimming pool. I don't think we ever went back. What do you think is the best type of brown? Oh, snake bite leather. Snake bite leather, best brown. So there you go. Anyway. Dwarf Fortress. We need to get some tradable goods up here to the trade depot and call in the trader. There we go. We also need to start focusing on, excuse me, getting our adamantine mined out, because I'm neglecting it sitting here talking about bum fudge with you reprobates. Okay, so what are we trading? What are we trading? Do we have any spiked wooden balls left? Do they wish me to place my balls on the trading table? Well, we'll soon find out. We'll put the weapon bin up. That seems fair enough. It's got trap components in, although I suspect that will only be the silver ones we didn't sell last time. Can I do a search? No. Glass. Can I do... I don't want to sell just any old glass. How about goblets? Are they going to be under finished goods or something? Tools. Earthenware Wreathal Melody? Question mark? What the hell is that? Oh, it's probably some kind of pipe or hammer or something for a musical instrument. Cages. We could sell some of our undead bullshit. We don't need all these cages full of undead zombie things, do we? Kangaroo doe, wild boar, magpie, kangaroo, buck, wild boar, sow, horse. Doesn't look like they're willing to take any of our undead animals, which is a little bit of a shame. Jeez, I've got that light on over there that's it's doing practically nothing. It's barely illuminating me on screen, and it's causing me to break a sweat, so I may kill the camera in a bit. Do we need the camera? What do you reckon, chat? Is the camera a necessary thing, or should I just get rid of it and take off my t-shirt and sweat it out? I don't know. Well, mind you, I can turn the light off if I don't have the thing on, so maybe I don't need to take my t-shirt off at all. Where are we going? Cups, mugs, and goblets. Now, this should yield some trade value, I'm guessing. I'm going to do 2 pages of... screw it. Let's do... Oh, there's a whole bin of goblets here. Fancy pants. Let's do that. That'll do. And also, is there anything else we can sell? Sheets, ropes, splints, crutches. We've got a lot of splints. Surprisingly large number of splints. crutches, miscellaneous. I don't think we'll sell the lie barrel. That might come in handy at some point. Do I want to sell steel breastplates and helms? I'm not sure. I feel like we could melt those down for a bit of prime steel for our own guys to be making cool shit. I don't really care too much about how good my dwarves are in actual combat. I just want them to be wearing fucking primo armour. When we've got enough of them in full adamantine plate, I'm going to be happy. Where are we going? Cave, spider, silk ropes, cockatiel bone amulet? Is that really something we've got? We didn't make this, did we? It's only worth 20 trade. Sell. A stoneware Orshar. When do I get stoneware Orshar? What is a stoneware Orshar?
This is a stoneware Orshar. The drum is made from stoneware. The head is made from horse leather. The hammer is made from oak. The Orshar is a large stationary percussion instrument. It consists of an hourglass ceramic drum with a leather head. The musician scrapes the head with a wooden hammer. The instrument produces a complex sound that cannot be said to be of a single pitch. The instrument has a light, even, brittle timbre.
So it sounds sort of like... Seems... I don't know. Seems like a shit musical instrument to me, I have to say. Just from the description, I'm not really thinking I want to hear this in an orchestral arrangement. Oh, for Christ's sake, a fuck window. Sorry. Going to get weird little black bars at the top and bottom of the screen. Anyway, let's not sell it. Let's keep that. Why sell it? Steel gauntlets, that's fine. Large, round, brown jasper. Brown jasper sounds like some kind of mythos creature, like Brown Jenkin, but to do with poop rather than rats. What's a crystal glass godum? We've ended up with quite a few musical instruments, haven't we?
This is a well-crafted crystal glass godum. The keyboard is made from horse bone. The case is made from crystal glass. The bells are made from fungi wood. The godum is a large stationary glass musical instrument, above which hang 62 wooden bells. The musician uses a bone keyboard to select which of these bells are struck. The instrument has a 7-octave range, going from a very low to an extremely high pitch. At all pitches, the instrument has an evolving timbre. It has 4 registers. The low register has a sharp, sparse, quavering timbre. Dun, 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 dun.
Sparse and quavering. Quavering to me suggests it goes or it goes off like and fades away in a kind of wibbly wobbly way. Whereas sparse to me suggests it's not a very thick sound. It's kind of like a not flat, but sort of tinny. I can't make the sound. I'm hearing a noise in my head that I just can't make with my mouth. Kind of a boom, 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 boom. How do you have a sharp low note as well? Boom, 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 boom.
Maybe. The middle register begins at mid-low pitch and has a full, strained fluid timbre.
That's not fluid enough. Fluid needs to be more strained. Full strained. I don't know. It doesn't sound like a bell at all. Very poor sound. So it's a bell. Full, strained, and fluid. These words don't want to work together, do they? Full, strained bell. Think about that. Boom, boom. That's too flat. Boom, boom, boom. That sounds kind of bellish, kind of strained. Boom, boom, but fluid. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know. Anyway, where were we?
The high register begins at mid-high pitch and has a reedy, rugged, muddy timbre.
A bell which is reedy but rugged, which I feel like are opposing words, and also muddy. Muddy. A very commonly used sound word. Okay, so high-pitched, reedy but rugged. Bing! 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 Boom! 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 No. That's not how bells sound. Bong! Not muddy, nor rugged, not even reedy if I really think about it. Let's move on.
The top register begins at a very high pitch and has a fluid, sonorous timbre.
Sonorous? Let me just Google the meaning of the word sonorous, because I'm pretty sure high-pitched and sonorous don't go well together. Let's have a little look. The dictionary says,
of a person's voice or other sound, imposingly deep and full, capable of producing a deep or ringing sound. The alloy is sonorous and useful in making bells. Of a speech or style, using imposing language.
language?
Language. He relished the sonorous words of condemnation.
Similar to impressive, imposing, majestic, extravagant, or grandiloquent. Grandiloquent? What a word! Oh, I love it. Give me the description of grandiloquent and pronunciation. Oh, sorry, grandiloquent. I apologise.
Pompous or extravagant in language or style or manner, especially in a way that is intended to impress. A grandiloquent celebration of Spanish glory.
Spanish glory? That sounds like a euphemism for an erection, doesn't it? Anyway. Oh, there's also magniloquent. How about magniloquent?
Using high-flown or bombastic language.
Which is also a synonym for high-sounding, which is more of a kind of like a in my book. But hey-ho, let's stop looking up the descriptions of words and try this final bell. Very high pitch and a fluid, sonorous timbre.
Boom, boom.
It's got to start high and end up sonorous. Boom, boom. I don't know. I don't think I have what it takes to actually accurately mimic the sound of the godom. It seems like a musical instrument beyond my ken. Or my Barbie. Anyway, I think the goblets are probably going to be enough trade good, right? It's going to be enough to get us a little bit of value. So, with that in mind, let's press escape and wait for our dwarves to bring things to the trade depot, whilst having a look at chat, who no doubt have something to say about my musical stylings, my attempts at instrument mimicry. Ba-dum-bum-bum. A nice saddle brown, terracotta. Hello Telia, welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Sorry if I've missed anybody in chat as well. I do apologise for not looking for so long, but sometimes I just have to, otherwise nothing happens in the game. Sausage brown, yes, good brown. Tin without copper is like a toilet without water. Is tin with copper brass or bronze? I forget. There are some lovely wood colours of brown. That's true. Brown doesn't have to be Wogan set brown from the 80s. It can be a good colour. You get to bed, Telia. Don't you worry about watching this nonsense. Get some sleep. It's far more important. As far as I can tell, 90% of being a parent, says Hibernoe, is not telling the humiliating stories you could once they're old enough to be ashamed of their actions. I don't need to tell humiliating stories about my children. I've got enough humiliating stories about me that will send them through spine-twisting shudders of horror. Bit tips might go up if you start stripping down. Worth a try, says Clinadev. I don't know. Do I want to get my tits out for money? I mean, obviously it depends on the amount of money. But I don't think Twitch should take a good view on that. I feel like they'd be a little bit down on the whole idea. It is an LED light, Telia, but with the ambient temperature being already a bit warm, it doesn't get super hot, but I think it might be a psychosomatic heat that I'm experiencing. Also, where I'm on the sofa here and I want to lean close enough to the microphone, I'm not in a particularly relaxed posture. I'm leaning forwards, taking a lot of the strain of my body's... hello, Kakarot. Thank you very much for the follow, and apologies if you haven't spoken in chat. I didn't mean to call you out. I'm not a lurk shamer, but just sometimes I get carried away. Anyway, I'm using a lot of sort of muscular energy to keep myself in the position I'm in, so that's probably adding to the sweats. But I can't really lean back, because if I do, you're going to have a hard time hearing me. How does that sound? Does my lean back posture produce audible sound, or is this now an unintelligible muttering? Let's have a look at chat, see what happens. David Dickinson Brown. Isn't that an orange, Druid's Mead? I think it's more of an orange, isn't it? Conker Brown. Pimp my dwarfs. That's an interesting idea. Although, you can't really trick a dwarf out. I mean, you're probably referring to my comment about adamantine plate armour, but it does sound more like you're talking about being a purveyor of prostitution. Oh, I see Ralph got there a little earlier there with me saying about Dickinson being orange. It's all in the wrist. Heavens above. Ennio Morricone could make that work. Oh, that man could make beautiful music out of any old instruments. He's a genius. A genius. If you rub his buttocks, you get 3 wishes. I suspect he's dark when fresh from the radiation tray, then rapidly oranges when exposed to normal light, like a citrus vampire. It's a beautiful piece of imagery there, Druid's Mead, and I think you're probably actually medically correct. I think if we were to speak to David Dickinson's doctor/mortician, if that's what he uses, we would hear that's the case. Brown Jasper sounds like a porn star trying to act like James Bond. He sounds like an ex-porn star in a James Bond movie from the sort of Roger Moore period. There was a dog across the road from me as a kid called Jasper. He was brown. Well, there we go. There was a real Brown Jasper. Don't forget the scat tag. Anyway, it's double scat. That's 2 layers of scat, one on top of each other. I don't know if I do need my medication. I've got a bottle of beer here. That'll do. That'll do. It's also at least 2 octaves higher than your first note. Here we are. We're getting into the musical instrument. We're so far back. We're so far back. Hello, Diana. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Pure dwarven jazz. Jazz. Just like what's-his-face saying stars. I suspect dwarven jazz would be close to a mix of Mongolian and African jazz. Sort of like Mongolian throat singing with some Afro beats and some kind of... what was the name of the group that did the vocal stuff with Paul Simon years ago? I forget, but that could be good. That could be good. Ringing works for the high-pitched option, that's true. I should probably try and skip past some of the musical. Pronounced timbre. Stratosphere 24. Where were you when we had this discussion previously? Timbre. Now that's interesting, because I had timbre or timbre as what I was saying, but timbre, that sounds about right. And we could even Google it and get the Google pronunciation bot to tell us what's what. Hello, Henning? Is that Henning? Herr Henning? I'm not sure. If I'm getting the pronunciation wrong, which I must have done because I said it 3 different ways, they can't all be right, let me know how it's supposed to be said. Jazz should be constitutionally prohibited and banned? Nonsense. I love a bit of jazz. I'm a Japanese jazz guy. I like a band called Boren and the Club of Gore. They're very good, very jazzy. I like them a lot. Where are we going? Next we'll be saying don't cut down the trees. It's madness. Madness. Accurately mimicking the sound of a non-existent instrument, it's a big ask. I don't know if it's too big an ask. We better check to see if the traders are ready. The traders are ready. Good. Let me just catch up with chat and then we'll deal with the trade. I went along with my brother to meet his boss in a jazz club. The musicians were ancient and the place was packed full. It's the one and only time I've enjoyed jazz. Nice. I've never been to a jazz club. It's not a touchy subject, Stratosphere. It's just a discussion that has been had and previously came out to the decision that we were going to say timber. But if it's timbre, we'll have a go. We'll see what happens. Here we go. Keep going down. Chat catching up. I'm sorry if I'm skipping over some people's chat. entries, but I've got to get up to speed and see what's going on. This is literally the only place on the web to hear Dwarven jazz. Is it? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm not sure. There's Kakarot in chat. Hello. Hello. And they've redeemed a Namey as well. We better do that soon, actually. We've got a couple of Nameys queued up. Queued up. Dwarf Sex Fortress. Leant back is intelligible. Lean back is not pleasant listening. Is it okay to post a link? Yes, Sal. I think you already have. No, it's fine. You can post your links in here, Sal. Don't worry. Don't worry. Careful, though. I might mod you. Don't tread lightly or you'll end up with responsibilities. 2 layers, like your toilet this morning. I mean, I understand basically what you're saying there, but I'm not entirely sure of the context of what was being responded to, so it sounds a little bit weird. Timbre is how the music professors pronounced it in my classes. That's my only citation. Take it as you will. Oh, that makes sense to me. That seems like a sensible place. I do have a friend who's a music teacher who actually composed one of the music... Well, I say composed. Arranged one of the music pieces from the intro. So maybe I'll ask him as well to get a second opinion. What was that 80s pop group that went to Japan and made light jazz? I like it. I can't remember, but they had a whole genre of stuff called light music in Japan when they banned jazz during World War II. But then they basically made lots of songs that were basically jazz, but with like really patriotic lyrics, which I bet was shit. Timbre. Timbre. We've had this before. We've definitely had that one of the as one of the discussions here. Keep coming down. Keep coming down. There's Timbre, and I'm caught up. Here we go. Okay, I'm caught up. I'm not looking at chat anymore. Not looking at chat. We can do the trade. We're going to do the trade. Let's see what we've got here in terms of value. Well, I've accidentally ended up putting some of my artifacts in the trade depot, which is probably not optimal for keeping the dwarves happy. But look at that. Fucking hell.
Leschalfocker, Golgenrath.
Okay, worth a lot. There's a silver maul, an enormous silver corkscrew. Don't really care about either of those. Let's bang some of these green glass goblets in. I mean, when I say I don't care about them, I don't care about selling them. I want to keep all the silver to make some maces and hammers. It's a very good way of making good weapons. More green glass goblets. Tons of green glass goblets, although they're not as valuable as I might have hoped. Maybe I should have had them made a little bit more decorative. Put a bit of tin embellishment on there or something, because we've only got a grand's worth of trade value here. Still, I'm sure we'll find something interesting. Jesus, I've got quite the sweat on here. So we've got an earthenware oar. Have we seen the oar before, or is this a new musical instrument?
This is an earthenware oar. The yoke is made from willow. Willow! The sound chest is made from earthenware. The strings are made from steel. The oar is a mid-sized, handheld, metal-stringed instrument with a wooden yoke and a ceramic body. The strings are suspended from the yoke down to the body, and the musician plucks the 12 strings. Tuning is accomplished by pegs. The instrument has a 3.5 octave range, going from a low to a high pitch. At all pitches, the instrument has a vibrating... Insert favourite pronunciation here. It has 3 registers. The low register has a heavy, watery timbre. Timbre.
Timbre. Let's have a little pause and think about this. So it's a sort of a stringed instrument with plucked metal strings. Okay. And the instrument has a vibrating sound, which is kind of necessary for a plucked string, right? And we're talking heavy and watery. Heavy and watery sounds very much like a description of a stool rather than a description of an instrument, but we'll give it a go. So it's like a dong, but it's got to be heavy. Dang, 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 but watery. It's also got to be, well, vibrating. That was fairly vibrating. That's good.
The middle register begins at a mid-low pitch and has a delicate, piercing, strident timbre.
Delicate, piercing, yet strident. Mid-low. Dun, dun, dun. not as strident as it could be, but I have children asleep upstairs, and my girlfriend may come downstairs and admonish me if I make too loud a noise.
The high register begins at mid-high pitch and has a wobbling, fragile timbre.
Mid-high pitch. It's as good as I can manage. It's as good as I can manage while I'm sitting here sweating it up. Now we're looking at the earthenware saruth. What does an earthenware saruth sound like? Oh, hello, Xavier St. Cloud. Welcome back. We have got some blue curtains here. You're correct. It's unusual for them to come off as blue. The lighting is normally not acceptable, and they seem to be black.
This is an earthenware saruth. The keyboard is made from steel. The body is made from earthenware. The bellows is made from kangaroo leather.
Sorry. Surely it should be the bellows. Sorry, getting a bit gassy. Are made from kangaroo leather. Anyway.
The saruth is a mid-sized handheld ceramic musical instrument. The musician uses a leather bellows to send air over interior reeds. The desired pitch is selected using a metal keyboard. The instrument has a 3.5 octave range, going from a mid-low to a very high pitch. At all pitches, the instrument has a smooth, evolving timbre. It has 3 registers. The low register has a light, wispy timbre.
Okay, light, wispy, and low. So it's basically an organ. Light, wispy, and low. Oh. It's only one note, unfortunately, so it doesn't really work, but it's not the best. Where are we going? Middle register?
The middle register begins at a mid-high pitch and has a thin,
round, wavering timbre. So it's sort of like a I do know how that goes. I'm just trying not to break copyright rules.
The high register begins at high pitch and has a noisy, floating timbre.
There we go, that's enough of that. It's an interesting musical instrument. I'd like to see a rendering of it. I'd like perhaps to hear some true sounds from it, but I don't think I've done it justice. And then, of course, we're into the iron puzzle boxes and zinc cages, meaning that is the last of the musical instruments. Ah, tragedy. Tragedy. What did chat think of the musical instruments? Hello, Snout Muncher. Welcome back. Dark chocolate is expensive as fuck, though. £2 for a big bar. You're right, dark chocolate is very expensive. But, you know, it can be good. It goes well with coffee. Will make you, as the chat has pointed out, make you poop. Let's keep looking here. Righteous Bonus here. Hello, Righteous. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. The more cocoa, the more expensive it is. Oh, sorry, coca. That's true. It's very true. I bet Enya's shitting herself watching this. Sell away, sell away, sell away. That's what she says. Toilet bowls and chocolate, are they both connected? I'm suspicious. Well, they are, by way of mouth-to-bum, gut-wise transition of food. Sure, they're connected. But, you know, hopefully not outside of the practice of eating and passing. You go find out, Sal. You get to find out what it is. You're welcome, Hybernoe. You're more than welcome. I'm sure there'll be plenty more where that came from. Let's have a little look down the the trade list and see what we've got. silver spear, steel pick, bismuth bronze pick. I mean, we all know I'm basically going to go past everything, buy most of the food they've got, and then maybe have a look at the books. Oh, here we go, we're in the food already, which means they probably haven't brought a lot with them.
Prepared wolverine spleen. Schnicked. Hoary marmot intestines. Okay. Prepared Drunian heart. What's a Drunian? One-humped camel sweetbreads.
It's only been humped once.
Prepared cow kidney. Chopped llama liver. Yak eye. Giant leopard heart. Ibex heart. Giant cave spider heart. Echidna tripe. Prepared cougar lung. Porcupine tripe. Prepared llama spleen. Giant cave toad tripe. Giant sparrow heart. Emu brain.
Prepared Avuz-to-Guz's hound brain. That sounds like undead shit. Why are we eating that?
Blind cave bear kidneys.
Sounds like a delicacy.
Dragonfly brains.
Almost as weird as Melville's.
Capybara brain. Giant hoary marmot meat.
Oh, hoary marmot meat, I say. I've never seen a hoary marmot before, but I've never been in... Never mind. One-humped camel lung, cockatiel heart, giant hamster spleen, and then we got some pond turtles and fishes, etc. Except it's not etc, it's etc. Sorry, I pronounced it wrong. I've done a wrong speak. Garlic bulbs, red spinach leaves, and cave spider silk thread? Nah, don't need that. Let's have a look down here. Steel chain leggings, not really necessary. We're churning those out in large amounts. Rhesus macaque leather backpack. Macaque leather backpack does have a certain rhythm to it that I like. Yak cheese, sure. Alpaca cheese, two-humped camel cheese, donkey cheese. It looks like there's no books. No. I spoke too soon. Hang on, look at this. An octahedral die.
A gabbro octahedral die.
Let us take a look at the gabbro octahedral die and see what the description says. Oh no, this is a book.
Thoughts on Civilization. A copy. Oh, this is a superior quality badger parchment scroll. The rollers are made from granite. On the item is an image of logs in red zircon. On the item is an image of a dwarf in chicken bone. On the item is an image of an icosahedra in red flash opal. Written on the item is a cultural history entitled Thoughts on Civilization, authored by Ablel Dylearned. It concerns the brilliant whips. The writing is very rigid. Overall, the prose is not awful, but not very good either. The work has 3 chapters. The first chapter covers a procession held by the brilliant whips in the Ages Bridged as part of the barricaded celebration in the midwinter of 39. The second chapter covers a procession held by the brilliant whips in Ages Bridged as part of the barricaded celebration in the midwinter of 42. The third chapter covers a performance of the Tulips of Saffron held by the brilliant whips in Ages Bridged as part of the barricaded celebration in the early winter of 96.
Oh, 96. That's a year I was alive in IRL. Let's have a little look at the elements of water clocks. Ooh, sounds technical.
This is a wild boar parchment scroll. The rollers are made from gabbro. Written on the item is a manual entitled Elements of Water Clocks, authored by Onol Construct Grasp. It concerns the use of water-based devices to tell time. The writing indulges the author's every whim, and it is completely serious. Overall, the prose is passable.
It's good. Exciting. I'd buy it if I had the money, but unfortunately we're already spending the vast majority of our trade budget on food. To wit, let us see if they'll take the trade.
Are you sure you want to trade the selected goods?
I am Shorast. Let's see if you want them though.
Shorast seems ecstatic with the trading.
Yeah, he's got tons of goblets, and we basically only bought food from him. Nice. But anyway, thanks for the business. But now, if you wouldn't mind, could you fuck off? Thank you. There we go. Let's take our trader away. I take my trader away. And then we can go back and look and see how our adamantine is being exposed? Question mark? Correct word? Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to channel out this little bit over here just to get a little bit more wetted. But we're going to do that corner at priority 1. This one at priority 2. This one, I think you can see the pattern here. I don't feel I need to explain what I'm doing, but if you don't understand what's happening here, you may well be a papagan and need a little bit of help. Here we go. Let's get someone down here to channel that out, and that should turn the next row of magma into lovely, lovely obsidian.
Oh yes, obsidian woman.
Don't. Don't worry. Let's have a look at chat and see what's going on. Shaq Attack, an 80s UK pop group that went to Japan and were far more successful making light jazz. Isn't Shaq Attack a move by Shaquille O'Neal in a computer game? Or am I crazy? Am I crazy? The macaque leather backpack sounds like it might be a lyric from the Mighty Boosh. It does have a certain ring to it, doesn't it? It has a certain ring to it. Oh God, I'm going blank on all of the Mighty Boosh stuff that I know. Terrible. Old Greg. That's the best I can manage at the moment. Octahedron as opposed to a two-sided one. True, an octahedron is kind of tautologous, but that's fine. That's fine. It will allow Dwarf Fortress a little bit of tautology because it stems from the R and G, and it can't be helped sometimes. The cycle paths are built in a city, the cyclists there will be. That's often true, often the case. Just like the band The Heavy, I heard they fill stadiums there and their songs are always used in ads. I've heard of The Heavy. Also, like Mr. Big. What was that? What was the famous song Mr. Big did? With lots of slap bass in it. I forget. The channeling. Can I go into more detail? Oh, David. David Velociraptor. You papaga. Basically, I'm doing it in priority order. So they do this one first, then this one, so they don't dig out a space and then make it impossible to get to the next tile, or leave a free hanging piece that just collapses, which of course they can't actually do along this wall because, well, there are no opportunities. Everything's touching the wall. Nobody's come down to do anything yet, which is a little bit disheartening, but they have taken it as a priority job. Someone is on their way to deal with this issue, which is nice. I'm wondering if I should refill this chamber over here yet, or just leave it for now. It doesn't seem like it's a vital thing to do, does it? We've already got some water in there, which could easily be used to flood this area should we need to. We'll see how it goes. We shall see. How long have I been going for? An hour and a half. Literally an hour of talk about poop and half an hour of Dwarf Fortress. I mean, it's not optimal, is it? That's not an optimal ratio. I feel like we need to tone down the pooping and dial up the Dwarf Fortress. Just a shade. Just a shade. Yes, basically the level above the magma, I'm channeling out these bits, as in I'm digging them down from the surface. So I'm taking away the very top layer and this whole block of obsidian, which means that the water will rush over, touch this obsidian, and hopefully turn it into this magma, and hopefully turn it into obsidian. But we will see, because this is actually a fairly low level of water, so I don't know if there's actually enough to turn it into obsidian. Fingers crossed. Oh, hello, has that been done? Question mark? Yes? No? Okay. Zoom in a little bit. It looks like it has been done, actually. No, it says obsidian cavern floor, which means, yeah, because if they'd channeled it out, it would be open space. So why is there no dig order there? Let's try putting another one in, see what happens. There we go. Somebody get down there and do that channeling, please. You can stand on the tier 2 order. That'll be fine. Or is there some reason they're not interested in doing that? Let's see if there was an alert. Meh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should go get another drink. Leave the chamber. It doesn't hinder you and it might be useful. That's what I'm thinking. Well, I was thinking of topping it up so it's got 7 levels of water. That was more what I was thinking. But See, oh, okay, Dave, I'll explain channeling, okay? So every layer of Dwarf Fortress is made up of a thin floor layer at the bottom and then a thick layer, which is what you would dig out if you were digging. So you dig out that thick layer and then there's the thin layer below, which makes the floor above the level below. So when you channel, you go through that thin floor layer and dig out the corridor layer below. Okay, so if you're digging, you're essentially digging the corridor segment out, and then if you channel, you're going from the level above, digging the floor on that level out, and then digging out the corridor layer below. I think that's the way, right? If I've beansed that description, anybody in chat, do correct me. Do give me a correction. Yeah, seems like I got it right. Oh, Polycarp's made a masterpiece. Very fancy. Very highbrow. What do we got next? Do we sit here and watch this pot until it boils, or do we walk away and come back in a bit? Do I need to do any more channeling, really? Oh, shit, gone the wrong way. I do actually need to channel more over to the right if I want to get all that adamantine, don't I? I want to find out what's going. I mean, once we get here, we can dig down into here. We can smooth this, fortify it, and then gaze into hell itself. And then that should reveal the rest of the adamantine spire, because I'm guessing that goes further down, right? That's not the only part, right? It might be, I'm not sure. We'll see. We shall soon find out. Digging goes sideways, leaving behind the floor and ceiling. Channeling goes straight down through the floor and down to the floor below. Yes. If you just do a single channel or a row of channels in a single straight line, there will always be ramps to get in and out. If you do an area, the area around the edge will have ramps, but as soon as it comes away from an edge, the ramp will be gone and it will just be open space to fall into. The last fortress was a better demonstration of that, because I haven't really done... And the water in here, it's hard to see. You see these little up arrows? These are ramps out, right? They're flashing and being annoying because there's water over the top of them. But because these squares are away from an edge, there's no ramp in there. But these squares, which have been channeled out, are next to an edge, so there's a ramp, I believe. You can leave the ramps or remove them to make vertical walls, yes.
Yes, that is how I understand it.
Oh, someone's done the diggy. Someone's done the channeling. But it doesn't seem to have resulted in actual... Okay. Well, let's wait until the other channelings are done and we'll see how that works out. We may need to take these little bits out here in order to get this magma set solid, but we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
42 frames a second at this stage isn't bad, I would say. I think we're about 19 years in or so. I'm not entirely sure. I think the magma is pushing in before the water is pushing out. No. Actually, yes, that does make a lot of sense. We might need a higher level of water to actually manage to... But we'll see how it works out. We'll see how it works out. Because we do appear to be losing... maybe we do need more. Do I pop a bit more water in there to do these channels, or do I just cancel it and start trying to channel lower in this zone that we've got? Because I feel... In fact, no, let's do it. Now, I've got an idea. I've got an idea. What we need to do is channel out this floor from above, right? Oh, shit, they are close to the wall. What's going on here? Stop it. So, dig... Priority 1. Go down the floor. You want to dig out there and 2 across. Like that. Is that going to work? It's too deep, I think. It needs to be 2 to get the channeling. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. What's Dwarf Therapist? It's a thing. It's this. Ugh. Better. Much better. It's this, which is a list of all your dwarves down the side and all the jobs along the top, and then you can enable or disable them as you see fit. Purple is enabled. The colour's just a banding system to allow you to see things a little clearer, and the numbers inside are the skill level of that given dwarf. For example, Bemble here is a level 6 carpenter, which counts as being talented, whereas level 3 is competent. Over here we see they're also a high master grower. Very exciting numbers. Very, very, very exciting numbers. Nighty night, Krabukias. Krabukas? Yes, Krabukas, sorry. Beans that again. Welcome, thanks for joining us, and feel free to return. You're more than welcome. Well, I say more than welcome. I mean, you're welcome. I'm not sure there's actually I'm not sure there's a step beyond welcome. Let's cancel these digs, because I feel like it's actually going to hinder us more than it's going to help us. And then we'll... We've got to do something to get rid of this water in here, haven't we? In fact, we could do some channeling here. DH. Priority 1 channels. Here. No, you fool. Here. Oh. Priority 2 channels. Here. Interesting. Can you do a channel that actually takes a wall out at the same time? Priority 4 channels. Here. Let's see how that works out. That'll give us a little extra space. Oh, hello, what happened there? Oh, someone's had a baby by the look of things. Yes, Lickot the farmer has given birth to a girl. Congratulations. Well done. But please don't bother me with any of your birth notifications anymore, because I don't care. Unless it's one of Sal's babies and we have to give it a salad-based name, I'm not interested. Oh, excuse me, I appear to have left us on Dwarf Therapist. Let's go back to Fortress. There we go, before anyone poops in chat. Well, that's not strictly true, Sal. It can be cheating, and indeed, I use it as cheating because I have the thing on that tells me when dwarves and weir creatures are in the fortress, so I can identify them straight away. But, you know, it doesn't have to be cheating. What's the plan with the magma, says Nitro Pingo? Well, what we've got here is a very large sea of magma, and in that magma... a surgeon has been taken by a fey mood. Oh, heavens above. We'll just deal with this first, and then if you remind me, I will tell you all about the magma and the adamantine. But there is that. Anyway, where were we? Where's the surgeon? That guy looks like a surgeon, doesn't he? But he doesn't have the marker saying he's in a mood. I don't see them. Question mark? Where's our moody surgeon? Ideally, they'll be moving towards a metalsmith's workshop rather than a stone one. I don't see him. Please don't be this one. I don't see any moody dwarves. Oh! A clothier's shop. Okay, this is going to be some sad shit we don't want in the fortress, but that's okay. At least somebody's mooding up to a high-level clothes skill where we'll be able to make some nice clothes. They're making it all out of cloth. Very little variety here. Oh, here we go. Something different. Leather, by the looks of things. A lot of cloth and a little leather. Nothing too fancy. Nothing too sexy. Maybe, who knows, it could be a loincloth. It could be a peephole loincloth, which seems like a bit of a waste of time, to be honest. I feel like at the point you've got a hole in your loincloth, why are you wearing it? Glory cloth? No, it's not the best joke ever. Oh, they're putting some fancy jewels in it. A bejeweled loincloth, which you line up the coloured jewels on to make them explode and reveal the glory hole. Amazing! What a guy. What a crazy, crazy tailor this man is. Anyway, let's go down to the bottom and show Nitro Pingo what we're doing. This blue stuff here, if you're unfamiliar with Dwarf Fortress, sorry for the spoilers, is adamantine, commonly referred to in Dwarf Fortress spoiler lore as candy. And this black zone here is almost certainly a gateway into literal hell, which goes down through the adamantine spire. Adamantine's very valuable, very useful, and I want to mine it out because it's pretty much the only useful material we have mineable in this fortress. Unfortunately, the magma, very dangerous, very lethal. So what we do, much like in Minecraft and other games which have magma and water, is we get this load of water that I've got from a lake in a cavern up above, and we sploosh it over the magma which I've channeled out above, and then that turns it into obsidian, which can be dug safely, and from there on we can then dig down and get access to the adamantine without vaporizing our dwarves. Clear enough? Good stuff. Americans sometimes call scallions or spring onions salad onions. I'm putting that in the ring for Sal's next baby. Salad onions. I love spring onions. I'm a big fan of the salad onion. Salad onion? Well, now I'm calling them salad onions as well, apparently. Did you know in some parts of the UK a steak and kidney pudding is called a babby's head? I've never heard that before. That's an weird thing to say.
I'm going to eat the baby's head. Yum yum.
I love a steak and kidney pudding though. Ooh, that suety special pastry on the outside. Oh, I get it, because of the little dip in the top, like the soft spot on the baby's head. I get it. Hello, Ravelin. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. They're just called green onions in my area. I've heard the term before, green onions, and I always wondered what it was. I thought I'd never seen a green onion. What is this horse shit? And of course now I realise I have seen a green onion. It was a spring onion.
Defecatius rigothnecat has begun a mysterious construction.
Very exciting, but that's not what we're interested in. We're far more interested in the magma down here, which should yield, some sweet adamantine. I think I need to dig it out a little bit more, don't I? DH priority 1. Dig this slot here. Priority 2. Priority 3. Priority 4. Yeah, this area all down here can be like a sort of spill-off area that allows some of the water to spread out. Well, we may be able to do the digging here. DH. Let's go down a couple of floors. Find the area you want to do. This area here. There we go. Now we can dig it out. Very nice. Did I make that priority 1? No, I made it priority 4.
Like a big old dickhead.
That's 4 again. What? There we go. That's what I wanted. Priority 1? Why is only this one showing priority 1, but these two not? And nobody's coming to collect this adamantine, which I'm a little bit disappointed by. I would like them to collect a bit more of that, but hey ho. We'll see how it goes. Maybe that's in channeled out areas. I'm not sure. Hello, Bauxite Beard. Welcome back. I like all kinds of onions as well, Ravelin. I'm a big fan of a raw onion and cheese sandwich. Very good. Not great for the people sitting next to you in an office, but one of my favourites. Simple, but sensible. I keep meaning, I watched on that Townsend's YouTube channel where they do the 18th century cooking. I watched them do a roast onion, just put it in the oven like a baked potato, put a bit of salt on it, maybe a bit of butter, eat it. And I've been meaning to try it out as soon as I get a big enough onion to warrant it, but I've never got round to it. Also, I don't think the kids would like them. They'd be like, "What is this, Daddy? Roasted onions? What are you, some kind of barbarian? Get the fuck away from me." Maybe not quite exactly like that. Did anyone suggest Tom Arto, baby engraver? Does he engrave pictures of babies, or does he literally engrave things on babies? Which seems dangerous. Seems like it could be a euphemism for scarification. Could be wrong. We should have an engraver called Bob Ross. Happy little accidents.
Oh, Defecatius rigothnecat, the surgeon, has created Tabareras Ulolushul, a pigtail bag. She offers it to Cryptbeards the fresh.
Nice. Let's have a look at this pigtail bag called Faithful Fisher, The Last Realm. Okay, weird name, I'll allow it. 40 grand, not the most valuable thing we've had made. Then again, some of the things we've had made are made out of adamantine, so...
This is a pigtail bag. Allcraft's dwarfship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with dog bone and alder and encircled with bands of pigtail, radiant cut clear tourmalines, and alder. It is made from pigtail cloth. This object is adorned with hanging rings of horse leather and dog bone, and menaces with spikes of pigtail. On the item is an image of plum trees in pigtail. On the item is an image of a trillion-cut gem in wood opal.
Okay, very dull, very boring. Why'd you bother making that? Very sad day. I can't banish you, because it's not really a crime, but God, I wish I could. Okay, so, back down to the more important zone of the fortress. A little bit of adamantine digging can be done. I've actually put the keyboard down now, and I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm also feeling a mighty need to urinate, so we may be taking a break at some point in the near future. I am both thirsty and in need of venting some fluids, so hopefully both of those needs will be met shortly. What have we got going on in chat? I'm one of those people who thinks raw red onions are a snack, which I accept is weird, but also enjoyable. I do like them. I love them, in fact. I don't know if I could just have them on their own as a snack. I'd want something with them, maybe a cheddar or something, but I mean, I do like them, and I do often pick them out of the salad first and eat them on their own first, so maybe I do like them on their own. Bauxitebeard says, onion grilled cheese is wonderful with some nice Vidalia onions. I don't know what Vidalia onions are, but I would eat a grilled cheese sandwich with onions in any time. I love those. I love them. My sister used to eat peeled onions whole like apples when she was 5, says Druid's Mead. Heavens above. Tom Arto specialises in infant tattoos. Again, tattoos on infants or tattoos of infants? I'm hoping of, because I feel like if you get a tattoo as a baby, that fucker's going to stretch, right? Doesn't matter how good the tattoo is, it's going to look awful by the time you're an adult. Excuse me. A bit of a hiccupy burpy time. I'm trying to understand this, but I'm still struggling. There's no empty space here, so you can't pour water in and have it wash over a large area of magma. You'll only be able to solidify one area at a time and dig it away to expose the next to water. That was what I was thinking, but this little segment here suggests that the deep magma will push forward into the water rather than the other way around. So if I do dig around these edges, we're going to lose territory in this area rather than gain it. So what I'm doing here is channeling down to open up the space on this level to allow the water to get shallower, which will allow me to get to the stuff in this area without my dwarves feeling the need to swim. This is good because we've now got down to this floor, which means we can do the whole smoothing and channeling into hell thing, although we do need to get rid of some of this water on this level. So what I'm thinking is doing some more channeling on that floor above. It's difficult. I'm not sure what to do. The water is definitely now shallow enough for dwarves to work in. 1 and 2 is shallow enough for people to get down there, which should mean that they should start taking away some of this loose adamantine that's sitting around. I'm hoping they will. Have they come and collected any of it? I don't think they have. We've only got 3 idlers at the moment, which suggests something else is going on that's absorbing a lot of our dwarves' time. Maybe moving shit from the surface? Doesn't look like it. Usually, if people are coming and collecting stuff from the surface, there's a telltale trail of green vomit filling the corridor as the dwarves go to the surface. They get to the surface, they go outside the gate, they see the sun and go, which is, dwarfy, I suppose, but it is a bit annoying. Then again, they may be doing that and someone might be fastidiously cleaning up after them. That is also an option. Who knows? Only the dwarves themselves, and they're not telling. Okay, back down into the adamantine zone we go. Actually, no, let's go to the zone up here. We have got a piece of raw adamantine brought up, and it looks like you better be turning that into fucking wafers, or I'm going to come down on you like a ton of bricks. He's turning it into wafers, that's good. Always a worry with adamantine. Because it works differently from other metals, you get the raw adamantine. Crafts dwarves extract threads, which you then forge into wafers, which work like bars and are used to make stuff, armor, etc. At the point it's a thread, it's vulnerable to being picked up, and we've had this happen, by someone and taken to the hospital to be used as a suturing thread, which is very nice for the dwarf getting those sutures, but pretty fucking awful for the fortress when the most valuable material that exists in the world is being used as a disposable tool. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. That's a very bad outcome. But it looks like they're getting stuff threaded and wafered nice and quickly, and we don't need to worry too much about the whole thing. So, what more am I doing? I think what I need to do is channel the rest of this area here. Yeah, that makes sense. So D, H. Let's get the little crosshairs over there. I should probably pick up my keyboard again. Go up a floor, channel over here. That looks about right. How's that ending up? Over here. Okay, hopefully it will solidify a bit of magma over there. We'll see how it works out. You could probably do some channeling around here as well. Let's have a look there. D, H, priority 2. And we want it to be there, there. Okay, go down 1. And let's do that. 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So enter 2, 3. No, we want that to be priority 3. Here we go. This bit at the edge here, priority 1. Okay. I think that's good. I have to be careful not to come down into this from the top, because if I do, we are fucked in so many different ways. I mean, it's going to be a nightmare. We really want to smooth off one of these walls here, put a fortification in to allow us to peek through and expose hell. It's not going to be great for our frame rate, but it is going to be good for exposing where the adamantine is and giving us an idea of what we need to do to extract it all. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Let's have a look. Oh, someone's talking about cheese. Dave's after a cup of tea, which, oh?
Huh? The forgotten beast, Ome Nellarethello, has come, a towering iguanodont with lidless eyes. It has 2 long hanging tails, and it has a bloated body. Its heliotrope scales are round and overlapping. Beware its deadly dust.
Okay, what floor is this little bastard on? Let's take a peek. Fuck. It's on the floor that is open to our dowsing chamber. It's okay, we just need to remember to check it before we actually do any dowsing. Unless it comes all the way into the fortress and smashes those floodgates up. Which would be a problem because we've now taken away all the floor above, which could be used to put bridges on. Can you build a bridge on a constructed floor, chat? I was already cave adapted before lockdown started. This affected me very, very little. Very little at all. Star damage. Deconstructed the lever that operates your front door. Okay, makes sense. I mean, I do go to the shops and pick stuff up. We tried to get stuff delivered when we can, but, you know, sometimes it's easier just to go to the shops and keep your distance from people, right? Makes sense. Okay, I'm unpausing. I'm hoping that someone goes down and does this diggy dig. We'll see how it works out. Oh, that's it. Yes. Can we have bridges on constructed floors? I'm thinking of putting a constructed floor over here. Sal wants to say yes. Well, let's give it a go. What's the worst that could happen? B, capital C. Let's not do an F. Let's use the arrow key because I suspect I'm going to have to do this more than once. There we go. Let's put a floor there and then maybe a little wider there. Okay, pop a floor there. And I'm going to make it out of... definitely not adamantine wafers. You can get fucked if you think that's what I'm doing. Rock salt blocks, claystone blocks. Let's make it out of slate blocks. We appear to have quite... oh no, look, diorite blocks. Shitloads of those. Shift enter, not shift delete. Scoundrel, what are you doing? And then hopefully we'll be able to put a bridge in front of the floodgates and a safety lever that allows us to seal them off from the... oh, somebody's had a baby boy. Baby boy, baby boy, someone's had a baby boy. It's not something I particularly care about, but they seem keen to tell me, so I will not make any wry or put down based comments about it, he says, trying to come up with one to say. Tiny wants to say no, but no idea why. Fair enough, or no idea really. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Sal has some pedigree when it comes to knowing things about Dwarf Fortress, although the word pedigree doesn't sound right. It makes it sound like I'm talking about a dog, which isn't a good way to talk about people. Isn't a good way to talk about people. You're named after a dog? Indiana Jones humour there. It's good. Come on, guys. Get down here and mine this shit out. Also build those floor tiles. That would be ideal, if you could. I'd love it. Love a little bit of Simon Swerwer. Can't go wrong. Oh, here we go. It's saved. And Polycarp is having a tantrum. Oh dear. We have two very miserable dwarves. You know what? I'm just going to go over to the therapist while this is saving. I'm going to have a little look and see who we've got who's miserable. These are our two unhappy dwarves, Urist and Polycarp. Now, Polycarp's a namey and a level 20 engraver, so maybe we don't kick them out of the fortress, and this guy's a level 19 armour smith, so we don't want to kick them out either. They're not currently eating, are they? They're currently in the middle of a mood, but I don't want to refresh just in case it fucks the save. He says refreshing as if he doesn't give a shit. Okay, so they're currently mooding and attending meetings. This guy's watching a brewing demonstration, and this one's watching an armour-smithing demonstration. Ideally, we want lots of people watching armour-smithing demonstrations, so they all get a little bit of armour-smithing, so when they get a mood, it's armour that they go and make, and hopefully they'll pick up a piece of adamantine to make it from, and we shall end up with some glorious suits of armour. Armour fit for kings, dwarven kings no less, studded with Arkenstone and made with blue adamantine. Is adamantine canonically blue in Dwarf Fortress in-game? Or is it just the colour it is on the screen? I wonder. Let's go back. Save has finished. They're ready to start digging again. I'm not entirely sure how long it's going to take for someone to get down here. The zero idlers thing is a bit worrying. I wouldn't mind another migration wave, to be honest. 53 dwarves isn't the most, incredible population, is it? Well, I know certain things you can't build on constructed floors. We've had the problem, you can't build walls on constructed floors. But can you build bridges? That's the thing. Got a fly buzzing around. We're going to have to go on a break very shortly. I am in urgent need. urgent need. Adamant is octarine in colour. Oh my goodness. The 8th colour. Just turning over to my phone here so that I've got the stream up. so that when I do go on a quick break, I can still keep up with chat. Excuse me, hiccuping and burping all over the place. You can. Holy shit, it's already 2:15. We've only got about an hour of the stream left. Maybe we'll run on late. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. I am the Trap Lord. Sal is the Bridge Queen. Ooh, got titles and everything. We're Dwarf Fortress royalty. Oh, very exciting. Okay. I'm going to do the break now. It makes sense. So, those of you watching the YouTube recording, thank you very much for doing so. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!